now we bring you the final match of our top 8 here at the Singapore Open in the IT College Central for this Campus Game Fest. It will be a match played between Joel Lee from Malaysia up against Justin Ng from Singapore.
Yeah, essentially a Singapore-Malaysia matchup. I think we relatively heard of Joel because I think he recently went to the Anaheim World Championships this year and represented Malaysia.
Last I checked,
sorry?
The only thing he took away from the trip, I believe, was a sunburn.
Yeah, got barely burned, but I think he bounced back really very well in this Open. In fact, I think he is his first major tournament in post Worlds, and he managed to even top card with a 6-1 5-1 Swiss record, I think. Yeah.
I believe Joel actually won MSS, was it?
No, he finished top 8 as
top
well
8,
in
yeah.
one in the one that Wei Wen won in back in
Wei
KL.
Wen won. What am I saying? What am I saying? Of course, Wei Wen won.
Yes. Yeah.
How could I forget?
Yeah.
Our Apex leader.
Yes.
And it's going to be Justin Ng's team of Celesteela, Nihilego, Mimikyu, Araquanid, Marowak, and the Buzzwole.
Well, and Joel's team is Celesteela, Persian, Coco, Porygon Z, Arcanine, and Mudsdale. So generally, seems that Justin's team is more leaning towards Trick Room.
Definitely. We saw him very reliant on 2 Trick Room setters, Nihilego and the Mimikyu.
In fact, to me, this composition is good because it provides a plan B in case Mimikyu, being the Trick Room setter, is not optimal. He can opt for the Nihilego while also exerting.
Mimikyu as Trick Room setter is very much taunt bait.
Yeah,
Nihilego on the other hand is a very strong offensive threat that you can't really afford to taunt because he's probably going to slash bomb or power jam your face.
Yes, exactly.
Arcanine and Persian coming out for Joel up against the Buzzwole and Marowak. I believe he did do some review with Joel. I believe Joel should have known by now that Buzzwole on Justin's side is the Choice Scarf Buzzwole.
Yes, correct. So, I mean, of course, the speed tier wise, we couldn't really establish
so
like
Persian better be careful.
Yes, based on my understanding, I think Persian is not probably able to survive the
superpower, especially now at -1.
Yeah, -1 superpower would be okay, but not -1.
Not something you want to be
chunk
taking,
very
yeah.
well. Yeah, I mean, Persian is a very pivotal piece in Joel's team, so I would think that he would want to conserve it as best as he could. And Arcanine, however, threatening the Buzzwole heavily is also something that Justin has to consider as
we
well.
have a lot of matchups here that lean in either player's favor. Like we have the Arcanine threatening the Buzzwole, but you have Buzzwole threatening at least some damage on Persian.
Sure, and probably Justin
Persian
recognizes that.
also has the foul play to 2-hit knockout the Marowak.
Yes, and the Buzzwole switch to Araquanid is also sensible because Araquanid is able to soak up somewhat.
Does Joel call it though and get the butting shot off? Oh, he's going to foul play into the Marowak and Flare Blitz into a Water Bubble. Oh, he's going to go for Bulldoze into his own Persian. Ooh.
That's very interesting
It
because
shouldn't change the speed mechanics here because there's no way Marowak outspeeds Persian even at -1. But interesting decision to maybe trying to catch a switch.
Or rather, he wanted to get rid of the Scarf boost because after the Bulldoze is essentially without the Scarf, and then Persian was able to outspeed the Buzzwole after the Bulldoze.
That's true.
Probably, yeah.
And maybe even a combination of foul play and the Bulldoze might be enough to take out the Marowak.
Yes, but I think it was a very smart switch in from Justin because he had probably expected a safe switch in for him. In fact,
yeah, Araquanid looking very safe right now.
Yes,
it takes half damage from the Flare Blitz thanks to Water Bubble, and because all its damage comes from Water Bubble, foul play does nothing.
Yes, in fact, it's about probably 30 to 40% based on my knowledge.
And which is really strange because Araquanid is such a fearsome physical attacker, but all of the power comes from its ability.
Yes, exactly.
And Mimikyu hitting the field, so Justin revealing the trick rumor he's brought to this game is the Mimikyu as Party Shot comes out into the Araquanid. But, Joel not really having anything to switch into a Hydro Vortex.
But I believe that with the Parting Shot probably is going to...
It's going to kill the Porygon if he goes into it though.
Oh, even at -1.
Oh, even at -1. Hydro Vortex from Araquanid, one of the most terrifying Z moves in the game.
I see.
Here's Coco though, and do we see the Hydro Vortex come out? It's gonna be key.
Likely, probably on the PZ slot, right? I would think because...
Well, it's gonna be just the liquidation here coming out. So, to get a defense drop as well. Look at that damage. Hydro Vortex would have been an easy KO.
-1!
Yes.
In fact.
That's how powerful Water Bubble Araquanid is.
Yes. But, well, Justin Ng is really in much a more superior position because he has the Marowak to potentially protect his Araquanid safe from Thunderbolt.
Yes.
And easily setting up Trick Room, in fact. Possibly, Coco may have Taunt, but Skydrop could be another possible play to deny the Trick Room. But I don't really see how Porygon Z can probably get out of it.
Mimikyu is the problem because you have to pick what option you want to go for.
Yes.
In this situation, you're kind of tempted to blitz into the Araquanid.
Yeah,
he chooses to retreat the Porygon.
And go for Persian as well.
Oh, but Taunt might be a bit too late if it's coming out now.
Yeah, perhaps he's also expecting the probably the breakneck blitz, and he's switching his Marok to because this is a ghost type, it will be completely.
But he does go for
random.
Skydrop into the Mimikyu.
Yes,
So if he does try for Taunt next turn, he should get it, since he will land then get the Taunt off on the Mimikyu. Oh, but he leaves his Coco open to the Marok, and that should be a Flare Blitz for the KO.
But well, let's see what's the item. But the thing is, well, possible. Actually, I would think that dropping it down, taunting, would be more safe. Even though if it sacks, I mean, even denying the trick room would
But
be.
the problem there is that now Justin knows that the taunt is coming. Do you think he's even going to try trick room? He might just attack and finish off the Coco in case a potential sash.
Yeah, I will completely also agree with that play if I were in Justin's position.
And here's the Persian going for the taunt. Does Justin fall for it? It's kind of predictable given that it was in the sky already.
Sure.
As Marat going to get the attack off. Ho goes for the play rough into the Persian. But not very. Just a berry range, isn't it?
Yeah, it's also not such a strong attack on Mimikyu's end. Persian is also because of the fur core ability, it's definitely built to survive.
Just goes for the boomerang into the Coco. Whoa. Well, that's something Sash can't save you from.
Yeah, because it breaks the Sash right for the first attack. Wow.
Boomerang is kind of notorious, especially after -1 as being the attack that.
Sure.
It's being the attack that's most known for activating Arcanine's berry.
Yes,
in
correct.
In this case,
it
works
does the
out.
job. Yes.
It takes out the Sash.
Yes, so seems that Justin has done his homework. Seems that he knows that the item is Sash. And
Porygon comes in a very awkward position.
Unable to even
Breakneck Blitz anything.
Breakneck Blitz anything. I'm not sure. Does he have Shadow Ball? I can remember.
I don't know. Does Persian learn Older Sleuth? Now would be the time, I think.
Yeah.
Or Foresight maybe.
Such rare moves. I don't possibly see very often, but
Persian in a very strange position because foul play into Marok, decent damage, but Porygon Z might not be able to follow up. Actually, maybe with a Shadow Wall could be enough.
Could
Depends,
be enough.
yeah.
But Marok could
just
easily
protect,
mitigate.
So Mimikyu just
protect.
kind of open, yes. Foul play comes out into the Marok slot probably.
Yep.
Good damage. Ooh, okay, that's good damage, yeah.
Yep. Still
And Shadow Ball follow up should be a KO onto the Marok. But leaving the Mimikyu open
for trick room, right? Oh no,
taunted.
he has gone taunted.
Yep.
So the play rough that might finish the Persian at this range.
Even
Not sure.
the Porygon Z actually.
Oh, he's going for the Porygon Z.
Yeah, it goes down. Porygon Z, at that point, Mimikyu hasn't been intimidated. And Mimikyu, let's not forget, does pack a very decent offensive attack stat.
Yeah, sure. I mean, the coverage-wise, seems to be able to handle a majority of Joel's team once barring the Arcana, of course. But the two main pieces, Coco and the Persian.
Oh, but does get intimidated onto basketball coming in. So a good switch in there. You wonder though, Joel's down to his last two. So why would Justin not send Arcana in? Since the Basso is just going to get intimidated immediately.
I mean, perhaps he wanted to think of an end game whereby after he gets rid of the Persian, he wants to.
Unless Basso has something nasty like Stone Edge, we might just ignore the intimidate drop. Just get a critical hit.
12.5%. There you have it. But I think the Araconic endgame was what he has in mind.
That's
right
true,
now.
because this way he ensures that the Araconic doesn't get intimidated.
Yeah, sure.
And goes for power into Persian. That's enough, even through fur coat. The power of Buzzwole.
It seems that or are Persians meant to survive at full HP? But I'm not so sure.
After intimidate, yeah, you expect, because let's not forget that the thing about Buzzwole, to run a Scarf, you have to actually run a speed increasing nature to make use of the speed. So this Buzzwole actually not hitting as hard as it can, but just enough to do the job.
Sure. I mean, of course, like with some power chipping beforehand, therefore, it is
again, I think Justin doing his homework.
Sure.
Knowing the ranges he needs to get Persian into to finish it off with a -1.
The combination attacks, the positioning, it was very well planned, I would say, from Justin's end. Yes.
So Arcanine up against the wall. I think Joel might want to forfeit here, not to give out any more information.
Yes.
Since the Raccoon at the back is going to finish you off regardless.
Sure.
But going to stay in, and I don't know about this. He kind of lets Justin know how much damage his attacks are doing to the Arcanine.
Yeah. I mean, potentially, given that it's in red range and it's not even proccing the berry,
yes,
suggesting that it could be some other item other than the very common V1 berry.
So if Justin doesn't really know it, Joel kind of giving him more information.
Yeah.
Maybe should have forfeited by now.
I would think the more prudent option on Joel's would be to forfeit at that point in time.
So Justin actually making his Scarf Buzzwole do work for him.
Yeah.
Even in the face of the Arcanine. And Tapu Koko for that matter.
Oh yeah, exactly. So it seems that the end game, actually probably the main game plan seems that from the 4 Pokemon.
Buzzwole.
Yeah, endgame Buzzwole has a fast mode. Mimikyu has a slow mode. Complementing with Marowak, and Araconi has the main trick room sweepers in his team.
And you have to foresee that being a problem because Joel's best answer to the Raccoonate is the Thunderbolt from Coco.
But it's
with
very
Marowak-
well
with
protected by
Marowak on the field,
Marowak.
it leaves only one option left to him, which is Breakneck Blitz.
Mm.
And that's the very difficult to fire off.
Yeah.
Because you have to get it right, just right. Because if the Arachne protects, or it goes into two
Two
ghost Pokemon on
coefficient-
Justin's side,
yes.
he wastes his Breakneck Blitz, and the thing about Arachne is that because he's got good special defense, Hyper Beam itself doesn't get the KO.
He definitely needs the Z move.
He needs the Z move.
Yeah. So
It's really tough for him there.
yeah, I mean generally the matchup wise, potentially, to match Trick Room for Trick Room, we did discuss slightly previously. Matsdale could be also a potential somewhat a Trick Room counter because Matsdale learns Heavy Slam.
But the problem with Matsdale though, Araconate.
Yes, exactly.
Araconate is still a very hard check to Matsdale.
Exactly. So, but the speed
I
here
think
wise.
Liquidation just KOs. Never mind Hydro Vortex.
Oh, is it?
Because
Okay, okay.
It's just straight super effective damage. Matsdale unable to take a hit. Though at least Matsdale is slower, so we'll be able to move before Araconate under Trick Room.
Yeah, I mean, somewhat a good option against Marowak,
Yes.
but not
Excellent option against
but
Marowak.
very well covered by the Araquanid. So, Joel really has to maneuver around.
You can't really fault Joel because he clearly had a game plan, and we saw the game plan actually be executed. Which in that one turn, we saw that he has the easy 2-hit knockout on the Marowak with the double hit target from the Shadow Ball and the foul play. And once Marowak is gone, all of a sudden Coco is free to play.
Yes.
And that's definitely one option he needs to make full use of.
Yes.
Unfortunately, Justin protected his Marowak as well as he protected the other Pokemon on his team.
Yes, I mean, he understood that the Araquanid was a very, very pivotal piece in his team. So
And wow, a double Trick Room lead from Justin here. So you got to taunt me, well, guess who's using Trick Room this turn?
essentially comes down to a 50-50.
That being said though, Bulldoze here from Arcanine looking very tasty.
Sure, yeah. But however, typically Heligos will take at least 70 to 80% from typical Bulldoze damage, depending on the nature,
Depending on
of
how,
course.
depending on the Nightingale's
on the
defense
training,
and the
yes.
Arcanine's offensive investment.
Sure. I mean, this is just purely from experience, but if you were knowing that Nihiligo and Mimikyu has Trick Room, what would be the more optimal option for your case? Maybe just from your perspective.
I think the taunt from onto the Mimikyu slot because Mimikyu's damage isn't that great. Mimikyu can't really hurt Arcanine because Play Rough is resisted, and we saw Play Rough is actually not even it's barely a 2-hit kill on the Burgeon, and Burgeon is protected by his berry.
Okay, sure.
So taunt onto Mimikyu, kind of a safer slot, and fake out into Nihiligo. So
okay,
fake
denying
out,
one
fake
Trick
out
Room at
Bulldoze
least.
could come off here, and we do see the Bulldoze. Is it enough to KO the Nihiligo from full health? It is
Oh
going to be
my
not
god,
going to
it's
be
not
enough.
enough.
Hangs on with the sliver of HP.
I mean, could be a roll or could be
Could be a
very
roll,
little,
a roll
yeah.
on the fake out, a roll on the Bulldoze. Unfortunately, the roll's not going Joel's way.
Yes.
As Mimikyu's guys get broken, but Mimikyu moving after the Arcanine, probably going for Trick Room. Definitely going for Trick Room here. He went
Yes.
for double Trick Room.
Oh, because it flinched, right?
Absolutely. Which means that if Joel had just done nothing, Joel had just gone for attacks, Justin would have accomplished nothing this turn. Justin with an absolutely crazy play of pressing Trick Room on both of his Pokemon.
I mean,
Counting on either the taunt or the fake out to stop Trick Room, and he got it.
wow.
Joel kind of playing into it there.
Shit.
Unfortunate for
yeah,
Joel.
yeah. Very, very unfortunate.
And Bulldoze will also mean that now Nihiligo is gonna underspeed the Arcanine guaranteed under Trick Room.
Oh yeah, that's
Because of the
right.
Bulldoze.
Yes.
Bulldoze not getting the kill and reducing the speed on Justin's side. As Shadow Claw comes out into the Marsdale slot, it's gonna be a double up, I think.
But well, with the stamina boost,
Yeah.
but typical Matsdale would have special
And
defense
a Power Gem to
investment.
follow up as well. Yeah, he doubled into the Arcanine with the Shadow Claw and Power Gem. He's gonna ignore the Burgeon, and I think that's smart because what's Burgeon gonna do at this point?
Yeah.
And well, he's gonna foul play KO the Nihiligo because Nihiligo's on literally single-digit HP.
But would you want to provide a free switch into his Trick Room centers?
Oh
though? I
no,
mean,
now Arcanine comes in for free.
that's the thing I was about to make, because yeah, I mean, I would maybe want to leave the Nihiligo behind, but now Matsdale is also in the prime position. No, not
Oh,
so
he was,
good if
and
it's
now
Araquanid.
Araquanid is in.
Yes, not so good if it's Araquanid. Yes.
On the bright side, Heavy Slam does cover the Mimikyu.
Okay, true. But he has +2 stamina boost now. Maybe he can still survive.
Maybe a Liquidation, not Hydro Vortex though.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Not surviving Hydro Vortex.
I mean, he could read that and he could protect, and then Persian parting shot the
The problem is
Araquanid.
that I think Hydro Vortex will just KO everything into the Burgeon slot anyway.
Oh yeah, he could also potentially read that. Yeah. So,
It just goes for Bug Bite into the Burgeon. Oh, there's the berry for Arcanine.
but after eating the Mago Berry, I'm not sure the nature will confuse it. Let's see. I mean, I can't remember
but
what exactly though.
oh, it's gonna be
Yes, it's
he's gonna
confused!
confuse himself with the Mago Berry.
So
So the negative, so probably a negative speed berry.
Oh no,
nature?
wait. It's
On every special attack. So that's an adamant
yes,
Araquanid.
adamant Araquanid. Yes,
So
yes, that's
information
right.
for Joel that his Mazda is probably slower than Araquanid and faster under Trick Room.
Ah, yeah, that's right, that's right. So I mean, there's a 30% chance that it may be confused and hitting itself.
That being said though, at this point, Justin might just switch the Araquanid into the Marok.
Or very lightly switch in, right?
Yes.
So, reading that, maybe Gil switches out high horsepower on that slot. Could be also a very big play that could come from Joel. I mean, there's no reason for Araquanid
At this
to switch
point,
out at this moment.
he has to know that he's faster with the Mazda.
Yes, yes.
That was actually a very
Very pivotal
counterproductive
piece.
play. The Muggleberry being eaten.
Maybe he wanted to deny the recovery option for Joel. I mean, maybe
Let
later
it be a lesson to players everywhere.
Sure.
when in doubt, try not to use the Iapapa or the I believe Agua Berry because your opponent's never gonna get confused by eating them because their defense, negative defense, and negative special defense, and nobody uses those natures.
Sure.
But negative attack, negative special attack, oh, people do use those natures.
Yes, yes.
So you can punish the bug bite.
Yes. Oh, so you see, he's definitely reading the
try to catch the Marok.
try to catch the Marok come in.
Oh, here we
Let's
go.
see the
Confused Araquanid going for liquidation. Gonna bring the Tapu Koko to its focus sash.
Yes. As we saw on the stream,
Ooh,
probably
not even enough. Oh, actually, it goes into the sash. Yeah.
Yes.
The crit there. Shadow Claw double up into the Koko. Yes, a double up. So maybe he knows that Koko doesn't have protect, or counting on the Koko to try and punish the potential Marok or the Araquanid.
I mean, probably Justin. He thought that Justin would prioritize the Mudsdale.
Yes.
And probably banging on the confusion chance. 30% is still 30% either way. So that could be the reason why he wanted to just stay with the Koko instead of protecting.
But now Araquanid is going to switch out. Araquanid has nothing to fear anymore, and he doesn't want to hit himself in confusion.
Oh yeah. I mean, even without the trick room, the end game of Araquanid and Arcanine.
You switch Araquanid out, you remove confusion, you remove intimidate.
Yes, exactly. And even Arcanine as well. Even Arcanine maybe having wild charge, maybe, just maybe, but I don't think he's going to even save it because the liquidation definitely will be.
Yeah, but however though, the switch out here, the thing is the trick room is going to expire, which will give Arcanine that one opportunity.
Oh, that could be.
But maybe you're going to switch out. I think the Marok is coming in.
Yeah, sure, sure.
Please don't wild charge.
Oh.
Okay. Go for heavy slam into Marok. Not good. That's resisted. Oh. He caught the Marok into that slot.
Ah.
Okay, one more
okay,
try.
One more try.
You see the Hydro Vortex animation. Oh, just the liquidation.
Finishing off the Araquanid.
No, not gonna KO because of the intimidate.
Ah, yes. It's definitely most Arcanines are built.
Oh, he goes for the wild charge. Really unfortunate there. Joel again trying to hard read the switch, catch the high horsepower onto the Marok switching in, but the Marok came in on the other slot.
Yes. Actually, I would think that sticking on the high horsepower.
It's going to KO anyway.
Yeah, it's still going to KO. On top of that, still covering a
and catch the Marok coming in.
Yeah.
I think Joel overthinking that turn.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
now one last turn of Trick Room to go down there, and you think the Araquanid has to snap out at this point.
Oh yeah, it can take a potentially up to 1 turn of confusion or 3 turns. I think this will be the 3rd turn.
Yeah.
Either way, it's not going to change much. Be hitting itself in confusion.
Marok just protects itself, and there's nothing that can hurt Araquanid other than itself.
Yeah, sure.
Can't wild charge, and actually at this point, oh my goodness.
Ah, what an end.
Actually, the problem for Joel is that even if he gets wild charge off on Araquanid, he kills himself.
Oh yeah, you give it at this range.
It's too low, yeah.
Yes,
so at this point, Joel is actually, I think Joel has kind of accepted his fate. Pressing wild charge for the memes, and Mazda against the wall. Oh, he's still confused. Do we see Hydro Vortex just to...
Yes,
he finally himself, like too little, too late for Joel.
It's too late, yes. High horsepower.
Gonna KO the Marowak.
Yeah, I would be curious whether if he can KO nowadays.
No, not even enough, yeah. So Justin actually had a very... kind of covered his place there. His Marowak was always going to survive the high horsepower.
Yeah.
So not at risk of switching in and getting KO'd.
Sure.
And now I reckon he's gonna snap out and probably Hydro Vortexing just to show us the nice animation.
Yes, just
and a guaranteed KO since it is stamina +2, I think.
Ending off his style, well, just
not just style. I think he needs to eat for the KO because of the stamina boost.
Oh yeah, probably. But a Flare Blitz and a liquidation maybe enough. I'm not sure.
No. Maybe Hydro Vortex through the protect anyway.
True.
Just Shadow Bone into the protect. No, I wouldn't Shadow Bone though. All you're doing is actually just the Vortex or liquidation.
Yeah.
If I'm a Maru, I wouldn't even hit the Mudsdale here because you're just giving it another stamina boost.
But if he Hydro Vortex and he let's say
Hydro Vortex will just KO, I think, without another stamina boost. Whereas if Maru Shadow Bones here and then does minimum amount of damage and the stamina kicks in again, he might take it out of range of the Hydro Vortex.
Oh, it becomes +3.
+3
so potentially removing the off chance.
But here we go.
Here
Hydro
we go.
Vortex.
Ending of his style.
no amount of stamina boost, or many more stamina boosts needed to survive this Hydro Vortex.
Yes.
Araquanid, even after they Intimidate, he hasn't even reset the Intimidate. They didn't need to. Here's
Yes.
Hydro Vortex coming off Water Bubble, Araquanid into the Mudsdale. Couldn't protect this turn after protecting last turn.
Yes.
That would be the game for Justin. And that was just such a well-controlled set from start to finish.
Yes. I mean, in fact, probably Joel had a very small window of whereby he could have easily high horsepower to the Mimikyu. Potentially also heavily damaging a potential Mirage switch in. That could be his turning point, but he opted not to. So, and then from then, everything just crumbled from there.
So we saw the adjustment to the Mudsdale. But the question here is, maybe he should have not even brought Coco and just kept Porygon Z, because at least Porygon Z always has a guaranteed attack on the Araquanid.
You mean
the Breakneck Blitz, as opposed to Coco, which cannot do anything when Marok's on the field. And even when Marok's on the field, if Marok can enter the field, Coco is still locked down.
Yeah,
by the Araquanid.
He is also opening the potential option of having the Shadow Ball. Like, let's say, okay, he maybe switching Marok.
Let's say he leads the, let's say your Porygon Z faces the, let's say Araquanid and maybe the Marowak, and you know that your Araquanid is going to be threatened by Breakneck Blitz. Maybe he switches out into another ghost, then you turn into a ghost.
Oh.
And all of a sudden, you are hitting that Marok. Marok is not going to enjoy staring down a ghost.
Sure, because he has Shadow Ball coverage. And
in fact, let's look at what Justin brought. He brought the, let's say he brought, maybe he didn't even Buzzword that game. So let's say Marowak, Mimikyu, the Araquanid,
and then he Lego, right?
and Nihilego.
Yeah.
Well, a Ghost Porygon Z hits 3 of those really hard.
Yeah, I mean, barring the Nihilego part aside,
Ghost Porygon Z KOs Marowak, KOs Mimikyu after Disguise. Does a lot of damage to Araquanid. A 2-hit KO easily with adaptability Shadow Ball, and Nihilego, but Nihilego wasn't doing that much in that scenario. So
yeah, I mean, it wasn't.
It was bulldoze to 1 HP literally. Again, small margins. What if the Nihilego? Actually, Nihilego going down wouldn't have changed anything actually, because Nihilego just went down the next turn anyway.
Yeah, I felt that on his end probably he brought the Nihilego.
He brought Nihilego to threaten Double Trick Room. And he actually
somehow got it.
He actually pressed Double Trick Room. What a man! What a play!
I would think it's very ballsy.
Imagine if the Persian had putting shorted and the Arcanine bulldozed, and all of a sudden, oh, no Trick Room.
No Trick Room. -1 illegal. Fantastic position for potentially good position for Joel, and then he could just take it from there.
But again, 2-0, and you have to say, you never really felt at any point in the game that Justin felt threatened.
Yes.
The Araquanid always felt so dominant on the field, and every time Coco was on the field, Araquanid didn't care because there's a Marok at the back.
I mean, despite the fact that he had probably some outs, but
he had the outs.
He covered Justin covered those outs very well.
And I think Joel forgot about how good Porygon Z could be in the right scenario, because I think in game 1 he always looked to fire the Breakneck Blitz off, and Justin always made sure there was never the chance. And I think that played in Joel's mind. He kind of forgot that in that case, then I should conversion. True. Unfortunately, he dropped it in game 2. Then Coco was just totally locked down in game 2. And that will be the game. That will be the game and the set for Justin.
Yeah.
So very well played to Justin.
Very well played there.
And he will be coming on for an interview. So stay tuned. Sure.
And here we have the winner of the next top 8 set against Joel Lee, Justin Ng. Once again, congrats.
Thanks.
It was a very well played set in my opinion. I think you had most of the board control at that point in time. So generally, I mean, of course, you may have done your homework also. So what was the general game plan that you had against Joel's team? And I really wanted to comment on the fact that you covered you protected your Araquanid very well. The speed control was always there, but the second game was something that piqued our interest. You probably pressed Double Trick Room, right? Why the decision, and you know, you could potentially achieve nothing, because if he just went for attacks instead of fake out, and that could probably end very differently. So I just want to understand. I mean, we all want to understand what was the thought process behind that.
I was counting on the fact that he would try to at least prevent, that
Yeah.
he would assume that I'll be besting single trick room and try to prevent it from going up, because going double trick room is really risky, like you said.
Yes. In fact, I mean, we from both myself and Matthew's perspective, we had to, like, we were saying that, oh, Joel probably has to make a call, like which one he will trick room. The more optimal play will be on your end will be to trick room the Mimikyu, and then, you know, disable the Nihilego by a fake out or the parting shot or something like that. But whoa, you went for double trick room, so it's very interesting, I would say. Uh, well, I mean, do, going into this match before, I mean the night before, do you think you had generally a good matchup? And it's very interesting that you do not have any Tapus in your team. Very interesting decision. It was something very similar to what Benjamin Tan has built before Worlds at Anaheim. So, any like share? Want to share? Do you want to share about something about what was the team building process behind?
I couldn't fit any tapus into my team because I wanted to use Aconit because of the the water bubble being a really good way to KO Arcanine even after Intimidate. So Tapu Fini was out. I didn't want to use Tapu Koko because of the anti-synergy with Marowak, and I just never found Lele that easy to use.
Well, I mean, I as a Lele user myself, yeah, it's somewhat awkward sometimes, but but I think it's a very innovative, especially with the scarf. Buzzwole, it seems to answer. It seems to be like the fast mode in your team, and it really suited the, what do you call that, the team very well, because probably most of the team is very configured towards Trick Room, but you had a very clear end game Pokemon like in the Scarf Buzzwole, covering a lot of options like Superpower, Poison Jab. The other two coverage moves are for some other things, but the uh, generally, I really think that the team is very well built. So I hope that you will go far into the tournament. And any plans for the 2018 season? Would you want to go to Nashville next year?
I guess we have to play and see how it goes,
Sure.
because
I
most
mean,
of my other competitions have been quite bad so far.
sure, good. I mean, you could probably snowball momentum from there. I think it's really putting you in good position to qualify for the Oceania Steeples on 30th November. So let's see. And wish you good luck. If you can win the whole tournament, it'll be great as well. Once again, thanks. Congratulations again. And here we have presenting to you the top 8 set winner of the Singapore Open, Justin Eng.